What's going on, my brothers and sisters around the world? It's your boy Terrell Humphrey, and welcome to Failure's Knowledge. Here at Failure's Knowledge, we empower people to become the best version of themselves by doing what we love to do. And for episode number 39, we got my special guest, Nina Symone Beats. How you doing?
Hello. How are y'all? Well, how are
I'm I'm,
you?
I'm about to say I'm pretty well. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm pretty well.
um, I'm good myself. Just been super busy lately with a whole bunch of business stuff, dance stuff, trying to get back into school this semester, well, in the fall. So it's just been a busy time.
Okay. So I was gonna ask you how you was doing because you're doing a lot. You're doing a lot, which is incredible. Which is phenomenal.
Thank you.
How are you keeping your composure?
Honestly, I just take it one day at a time. I make sure that I have a set plan every day.
Mhm,
Of course, things don't always go to plan. So, um, but when those type of things happen, I just continue going. Leading,
mhm.
leading with God, going with God, making sure that I'm praying to Him, and He's leading me in the direction I need to be going. So, really keeping my composure is probably the easiest thing on the list, to be
Mm,
honest.
okay. You got it situated. All right.
Yeah.
So who are you? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was saying no. I got to definitely have to have it situated.
I agree. Okay. Who are you? What are you doing? Where are you from?
So I am Nina Symone. I dance. Well, I'm a professional dancer, choreographer. Trying to get into some creative direction. And I'm from Dallas, Texas. Well,
Hmm.
a lot of people wouldn't know what part of Dallas. It's Denton, Texas. So I always say Dallas. So it's not as confusing for people to know where I'm from.
Hmm. Okay. So what made you want to get into dance? Because I seen the reason what made me reach out to you. I
Uh-huh.
seen your first performance at UCA, and UCA is in Arkansas. So that's
Hmm.
why I asked you. Yeah. That's been a little minute.
Look,
You
I'm looking like,
know,
ooh. I'm
that
trying
it's
to
been a
think back on that performance.
yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
But what made me get into it? It was definitely I had a group of friends going into UCA. I had
Mhm,
met a couple people, and honestly, it was two people in that group of friends that kind of were telling me about some dance organization on campus. So, and me and my other friends from Dallas, we were going to UCA, and we would always just be dancing for no reason, for fun, just having fun with each other. And then they were like, "Y'all should actually like try to get on the team, this little team at UCA called
mhm.
Dancers United." And that's when we were just like, at first we was like, no, we don't dance for real. Like,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm,
no, we just be dancing for fun. So eventually time had passed. I want to say like a year had passed. This was 2017. So a year went on to
mhm,
2018. And I was just like, I was kind of in a space where I wanted to go back home. I was missing home, and just just kind of feeling a little bit isolated. So I was like, I need something
mhm.
to kind of help me keep my composure. Let's say that
Okay.
to help me keep my
Okay.
composure. And so that's when I went to an open practice for Dancers United, and after that, I just kind of fell in love with dance, and I didn't know that this was something that I would actually like to do.
Mhm. And how old were you?
That was 20. So that was 2018. I was 20 years old.
20 years old. And you're what, 24?
24 now. Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now, I was about to say 25, 26.
Yeah, I'm 24. Dang,
Okay,
you think
24.
I'm 26?
No, the math was just wrong.
Oh,
You said
okay.
2018, the numbers weren't coming to me quick.
Yeah, it wasn't coming fast enough. I get it.
And it's incredible to see how young you are because we're really the same age if you want to be technical. I'm
Mm,
23. I'm 23, you're 24. But yet at the
okay.
same time, we're pursuing what we love to do. When you find our passion, but now we're just doing it like each and every day.
Hmm.
And it's incredible to see like people just pursue their dreams, pursue what's in their heart. Because a lot of people think just because you're not in a particular niche or in a certain genre or business doesn't mean that you're not happy. Doesn't mean that the life that you're
Right.
pursuing is not fulfilling.
Hmm.
And with this platform, with everything I'm doing, because just like you're doing a lot, Nina, I'm doing a lot also. with podcasts and doing real estate. I'm becoming a motivational speaker. I'm becoming an example for my community, not just my community, but any community that's willing to listen. And I'm becoming an example to show you that you can do anything that you want to do. You just have to
Yes, you can.
believe it. You just have to
Hmm.
believe it. How long did it take you to believe in yourself?
Okay, so when I first joined the team,
Hmm.
at first it was just for a little like leisure pastime for fun, and then the choreographer, they're saying it's echoing. I want to
Hmm.
hold on real quick. Well, nobody else is saying it. It was just one person that said it. So
Is your phone close to the laptop?
kinda
Try to
move it.
move it. Yeah, because it's probably like echoing off each other, bouncing off each other.
Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Let me try to move it.
All right,
Can
let's know.
Are you echoing?
I'm not.
Okay, cool. I don't think. I mean, I can't hear myself, so hopefully.
Valid point. Valid point.
Um. Okay, you said how long did it take me to believe in myself? So
Hmm.
I was saying like it was for pastime. Then the choreographer of Dancers United, um, she was, she had messaged me one day, Brittany
Hmm.
Kimbrough, and she was like, have you thought about doing this professionally? And I was like, no. Like came straight out and was like, no.
Hmm.
Um, but she was just like, you have it. Like you should actually try to look into it, do some research, start maybe looking for auditions and stuff like that. And I was just like, girl, I'm just like, but then it took me like a couple days and I'm just sitting there kind of like, okay, thinking on it. I'm like, okay, maybe she's right because I kept going to practice and I would just start to feel a lot more comfortable with movement and stuff like that. So then I want to say I started teaching in 2019. So it was very
Hmm.
quick actually. And then after it was January 2019 when I started teaching my first class. So I want to say maybe a year into it. No, during COVID, during the pandemic, I feel like that's when I started to really like fully believe in myself. I was training every day. We couldn't go anywhere, so I was just getting it in at home, and
Hmm.
in my front area in my house, my parents' house, and it was just a big open space. So I would just use that space and literally train every day. And that's when I started kind of seeing the fruits of my labor. And so I was just kind of like, okay, maybe I can do this.
Hmm.
And so eventually, I just um, made a vow to myself that if you're going to pursue this, you need to pursue it head on. So, uh, and then I started just really believing in myself. I didn't let there was really never any negative comments or any negative, there was a few, of course, but
Yeah. Yeah.
some people telling me like, you shouldn't be teaching and this, that, and the third, because I'm so new into it. And yes, I am. I was new. And so when I look back on it, yeah, I shouldn't have been teaching. I shouldn't have been teaching
Hmm.
nobody. So reflecting back on it, they were absolutely right. But I just feel like I did start to believe in myself during that pandemic time. That was more so of like the reflective state for almost everybody in the world at that point. So,
And that is incredible because hold on, let me make sure.
okay.
I don't see. I don't think it's echoing. I don't think it's echoing. You know, if it's echoing, y'all people on Instagram, please let us know so that way one of us can get off.
Right.
I'll probably get off, and then Nina can stay on. All right. So you said in 2018, that's when you start to believe in yourself. 2019, you start teaching, and it just it was a phase where you constantly elevating yourself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that confidence within yourself just came from you believing in yourself. Because when
Exactly.
I started my journey back in August of 2020, I had to learn how to be me on camera instead of creating a persona that I want people to accept. And that shit
Okay.
is hard. That shit is
Yeah.
hard. And because like when you're starting off, you want people to accept you. Okay, how can people
Yes.
accept me? Okay, boom. Let me try to be somebody else. Let me try to be somebody that I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Then that shit tiring.
Yeah.
Then I got to realize I'm like, hold on. people gonna either rock with me or they not gonna rock with me.
Exactly. Yeah.
And when I came to a realization, I'm like, hold on, let me revamp what I'm doing. Take a deep breath and just make content, talk what I talk about, but talk
Mhm.
about real life scenarios, real life events. Because
Right.
what you went through a phase of resiliency through hardship and through the naysayers of yeah, you should be teaching, but who said that you can't be teaching?
Right.
The people that won't
Exactly.
try, the people that won't, know how to courage to fail and actually make somebody look better.
Right. Right.
And it's hard to understand, like, our environment don't see our dream. Our environment don't see, like, boom, this is our dream, this is our passion, this is what we love to do.
Right.
You
You
don't
don't
have
see
to
the
love to
vision.
do it.
Right.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yeah.
You,
Exactly.
what's your intake on that? Like that perspective on like the naysayers.
Um, Honestly, if I could have given myself any, because sometimes it did get to my head. I will say that the
Mm-hmm.
people close to me on my team, they know that I was a little bit bothered by it. So, um, if I could have given myself advice back then, I would say, like we're saying now, it's not y'all's vision. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't see what I see. Y'all don't see what God has given me and the vision that He's instilled up here. So it's just
Mm-hmm.
like I'm not gonna let anybody deter me from that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I would just say, like, I don't know. It's just ig-
You can
ignore
be
it.
honest. Hug
And
them.
it's like ignore it, but at the same time, be real with yourself. Though I will say that, be real with yourself, but also don't let that negativity and the criticism always get to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say that there's always going to be naysayers,
Yeah,
always.
I
So
agree.
everybody's not going to like you, and if everybody does, you're
Mm-hmm.
doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying. So it's just going to happen. Uh, the naysayers, I kind of just use them as that push. You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me I shouldn't be doing this. Why not? I'm not qualified. You know
Why
what I'm
not?
saying?
Why
Why
not?
not? Are
Yep.
you more qualified than I am? If you are, that's cool. But are you called to do it?
Yeah.
Right.
Are you
So
anointed? Are you anointed?
are
I
you
love
anointed?
I love that word.
Yes. Are you anointed? Are you favored? So it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, in time, I started to realize this is something that I was called to do. This is something I was anointed to do. No matter if anybody telling me I shouldn't be teaching, uh, anybody telling me, they don't really like my style or this, that, and the third. Who cares? I mean, right.
We can keep
I love
scrolling.
y'all though. Look, I do love y'all. All of y'all.
I
I
love
need
all y'all.
I need all of y'all, to be honest. I need the
Yeah.
naysayers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's just how I feel on that naysayer point.
I agree, and you know built up so much confidence within yourself from 2018 up to now because you see your value, you see what you're worth, and you see
Hmm.
the lives that you're changing, that you're impacting.
Right.
If it's
Right.
just one or two, that means a lot because they come to you with like Nina, what you just taught me built the confidence within myself to like trust myself, to trust my
Hmm.
what I'm doing, trust my body, just trust everything that I'm encountering, and
Right.
that is hard. So let me ask you this: as you're dancing, right? Is that considered your meditation?
Hmm. I want to say I've never considered it my meditation.
Mm-hmm.
I've always just considered it, but I guess it could be because I've always considered it just my like free space to just
Mm,
be, you know what I'm saying? To just like um live with no, just live with nothing on my shoulders. And so I guess it could be, it's like a release. That's the
mm-hmm.
word I'm looking for. The other day I had a little freestyle session at the house,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the best moments for me, just where I'm just kind of like letting my body just do whatever, right?
Mm.
Instead of choreographing, instead of doing a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, um doing those freestyles just allow me to just kind of like live in the moment and just allow my body to tell me what to do instead of my mind, because sometimes your mind can kind of lead you in the wrong direction sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
um, if you're overthinking. That's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of problems with dancers and really just people in general. We tend to overthink, so it's just like my dance space is my time where I can just kind of like relax and just like make a mistake. I feel like I can make, you know what I'm saying? It's get up and get down. If you get knocked down, get back up. Like it's that type of
Mhm.
space for me. Um, so I guess I could consider it meditation. It's really relaxing in my Zen mode. So I
Yup.
guess so. I guess you could say that.
And that's incredible. So it's kind of like your judgmental phase where you're not
Exactly.
where you're not getting judged for messing up, where you're not getting judged for missing a beat or
Yeah,
starting
exactly.
all over. When I'm doing like the podcast, the speaking of videos, the content creation, it's a lot, but yet it's fulfilling because I have a message that's in my head, that's in my heart, and I'm speaking
Mm,
from the heart. A lot of people not gonna understand. Okay, boom, he just went through this, but why is he going through this?
mm.
We as people are so judgmental because we want to judge as soon as we see a mess up. We want to judge as soon as like
Yes.
somebody they don't say nothing right. I had
Right.
posted a video a month ago. I don't know. I post like a lot of videos, but I had posted a video about me when I first did my speaking engagement.
Hmm.
And of course, when I your first time doing something, you gonna mess up a lot. I couldn't even get a quote out. It was like I can't think of it, but it was so bad too. I couldn't think of it. It wasn't coming out. The shit was not coming out.
Right,
I was
right.
like, yeah, can I start off? That was like, yeah, go ahead, go ahead. But on Instagram, you know how you can look at the algorithm.
Yes.
So that one video got more views than all the other videos. I said, what the fuck?
Because it's so
Oh,
raw. It's so
yeah,
real. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? It allows people to be like, oh shoot, well I can mess up. If he messing up, I know you know what I'm saying? I can make a mistake. Um any professional dancer I look up to and I see them post a video where it's like a moment where they're like, everybody's not perfect. You know, I make mistakes. I'm like, it's so you're more relatable, you're more personable. So it's just like allow people in on that type of stuff. Don't always post the perfect moments because honestly, none of your moments are going to be perfect. So why always post just the good stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I agree.
I really like that you said that because I was actually struggling with this here recently. Like this,
Mm.
yeah, like it popped
Mm-hmm.
back up recently and I haven't had those type of issues, like mental issues in a long time as far as trying to be super perfect as a teacher, as a choreographer where I'm teaching students
Mm-hmm.
and then you're in class being a student. You know what I'm saying? It's totally different. Now I'm a student in somebody else's space, in somebody else's energy, and it's just kind of like sometimes I walk in and it can feel heavy because now it's like, oh, she's a teacher in here being a student. Now we have to see, is she gonna, you know,
She gonna mess
hopefully,
up.
you know what I'm saying? She
She
gonna
gonna mess
mess
up.
up.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. You know that kind of started getting to me here recently, and I was telling, it's crazy. I was just talking to my teammates about this maybe 3 weeks ago, a month ago, and they were just kind of telling me like, Nina, you know what you are in the Dallas dance community. So yeah, sometimes I'm sure it can feel heavy when you walk into a space being a student and you're not in charge. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? When you walk
Mm-hmm.
into that space, you kind of got to have what we were just talking about. There's going to be naysayers. There's going to be moments where you feel pressure to like get it perfect. But then it's that raw moment where people see she messes up too. So it makes people be like, oh, I can come to class and mess up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I can come here and mess up and not be judged. So I have to kind of get back into that space where I can go into class and not feel so much pressure. I'm starting to
Mm-hmm.
get it back. But definitely, that definitely happened here recently. And it's so funny you mentioned that because I did want to mention that today too.
Yeah, and I'm glad you actually admitted that because now your followers are gonna see the people that's watching you like, damn, Nina mess up.
Right.
Nah, we always see in the highlight. We don't see her messed up to where she have to start over, but it's
Exactly.
okay. So some people don't understand that learning never ends. So
Mm.
as since you're a teacher, right, you still can learn. You still
Still
can
can
be a
learn.
student of life, student of the game. And that's what
Hmm.
people has a misconstrued conception of like, okay, boom, you're the teacher. Okay, you're supposed to know everything.
Yeah.
No, no, absolutely
Not
not.
at all.
If it, listen, I got a plethora of books over here. You feel me?
Right.
And it's so many words in these books. so much knowledge. God damn, Nina, when I tell
Right.
you like the words be so profound to where it,
Mhm.
it makes a simple word not even well simple. You feel me? Like it make it look it makes it overlooked, if that makes
Yeah,
sense.
of course.
And and that's incredible because now you're also let me ask you this. Are you gonna start making raw footage of you just messing up or just you just doing everything in general?
Um, I actually so the other day when I posted that freestyle, when I post freestyles, those are more of the times where I'm letting people in.
Yeah.
Because freestyles are more so thinking off the top of the top of your head. You know what I'm saying? Thinking on your feet.
Mhm.
So I know a lot of people, a lot of dancers struggle with freestyling, and so I'm gonna start doing Freestyle Fridays where I just post me freestyling,
Mhm.
just kind of living in the moment. My family is so loud. I'm so sorry. Can you hear them?
Can I hear him? Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But I
One,
can't hear him. I can't hear him like that though.
look, I'm like, Hey, family, I'm doing a podcast. You guys are loud. Ah, not right now, Dad. Not right now. You can't even see. Come on. Shh, shh. Y'all, they all home. And
Hmm.
it's so loud. It gets loud in here. I am so sorry.
No worries. That's the joy of it. That's the joy of it
Look,
because now
this
you
is the
see.
raw moments.
Do you hear me? All the other echoing, all the family. Oh yeah, this is authentic. You feel me?
Okay, very. So, I really, oh yeah, the Freestyle Fridays. So I like to post those to let people know that like it's okay to be real. Just do
Mhm.
whatever comes to mind. Whatever your body tells you to do, just do it. If I mess up in those, I still post them.
Mhm.
Well, I'm still going to post them from here on out. Um, and it's just like you really can't mess up a freestyle. You know,
It's a
like
freestyle.
how do you mess that up? you,
Yeah.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because nobody's giving you the 8 counts. Nobody's
Mhm.
telling you what to do. So you really can't mess those up. But those are going to be my more raw posts. And even when I do a class video or something like that, and I'm in class, and you only get one take to do your video, it might not be your best, but you can,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? You might slip, you might, the heels on the floor might get slick and you might slip a little bit, but how are you
Mhm.
going to come back from that? Right.
Mhm.
And so it's just like a lot of people don't share those moments um, of where they might slip and fall a little bit and catch their ground and then get back into it.
And
Right.
then you get into yeah.
So I'm okay with posting those moments because
Yeah.
I know, you know what I'm saying? I know what I'm capable of. And so it's just kind of like, I'm going to mess up
Yeah.
sometimes. Like, so getting back to that mode, I will start posting more of like the raw footage,
Yeah.
so instead of cutting, pasting here, blah, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work too.
Nina, I ain't gonna lie to you. That shit is a lot. Cause
Yeah,
I
it's a lot of work.
when I first started, I was so I'll make a video, but I'll mess up. But I take all the mess up part that I did and put the
Uh,
part where I look good in, sound good at. But what you don't know, I just did this shit like 20 times. I done record this
oh,
video, this
Lord.
one video like 20 fucking times. And the final product, you just look like I recorded it once. No, I was
No.
nah, that shit was hard. That shit was hard. So today, this morning, before you did the podcast, I tagged you in the post and like a lot of people.
Hmm.
So I woke up this morning. With an idea to make a post. What the post was about is that it's okay to not be okay. So
Oh,
me, my
I did
homeboy,
see the caption. I didn't get to listen to it, but I did see the caption.
yes, man. Whenever you get a chance, please listen to it because as we're finding ourselves, as we're finding what we love to do, what we want to do, our purpose, our what we anointed for, it gets hard. It gets so hard and difficult to
Hmm.
understand. Life gonna knock your ass out. Life gonna buck your ass up. You feel me?
Okay, no, for
But
real.
but it's the fact that when people go through things, we don't have the right people to reach out to because one, we
Hmm.
don't know them, we don't see them, they not personable or we're not in personal contact with them. But what the challenge is just show that life gonna hit you, but when it hits you, it's okay because somebody went through this.
Right.
Somebody is going through this. You just need to get around the right conversation so they can help you, so you can learn, build the
Exactly.
courage up, to be like, this is what's wrong with me. This is
Yeah.
what's wrong. Because you said something about the mental, like learning how to cope with the bad things. Well, let me
Mm-hmm.
not say bad things, but it takes time to realize that. It takes time to change your mindset. Like, okay, everything ain't gonna be good. Everything ain't gonna
Right.
be pretty. There's
Right.
some ugly into this shit.
Mm.
That a lot.
Yeah. Look,
Go
it's
ahead.
not all red roses and flowers. It's not at all.
Yeah.
I really I do need to listen to that because like you said, it is okay not to be okay. It is okay to admit those to be vulnerable. And
Mm-hmm.
one of my friends, he always says that to us and makes sure that he reassures us like, it's okay for you like not to be okay. Cuz
Yeah.
out of the group, I'm more so the female in the group. I'm more so the one that tends to kind of like be stronger, I'll
Yeah.
say, to kind of have that tough exterior. They know
Mm-hmm.
good and well I'm soft, so it's just
Off
like,
his cotton.
it's just like, he be reminding me like, Nina, it's okay for you not to like, not to be sad sometimes, to be angry sometimes, blah blah blah. Because I always try to brush my emotions off. You know what I'm saying? Um, if something bothers me, he's like one of the people I talk to, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
know if he's on here, but Shamari. I mean, he's a great friend, a
Mm-hmm.
great, like a brother, honestly, of the family. He kind of just reassures everybody, like you just said, it's not okay to be. It's okay not to be okay, and
Mm-hmm.
what are you gonna do in those moments where you're not okay? Are you going to are you gonna bluff and say pretend you are, because that's just gonna prolong the process,
Mm-hmm.
right? What are
Mm-hmm.
you gonna do? Or are you gonna sit in your room and cry for a couple hours and pick yourself back up, right? So
Yeah.
I mean, I had to start learning that. I'm better with that this year as far as taking in my emotions and allowing them to do what they need to do and get it out, and then just moving forward like that. But that's huge. I do love that, and I'm going to take a listen to that when we get off of here too. I do
Yes,
love
man.
that.
Please do. On a tag like maybe 30 to 40, but there's like a certain limit. But hell, I can't think of everybody I want to tag because god damn, there's so many
Right,
people. So many people
right.
that got social media platforms, but like the people that did tag, they can push off to their followers and stuff like that.
Hmm.
So when you was holding on to all your emotions, all your feelings, and making it seem like that you was okay, how do you
Hmm.
think that affected you mentally?
I will say, whenever that phase came, I know it affected my creativity. I was not motivated to get up and dance as much. I was not motivated to get up and create, or even just freestyle. And then it also, I feel like it's kind of contagious. So you kind of passing that energy on to other people,
Mm-hmm.
and eventually it's kind of like, you got to get yourself together. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't be going in other people's space with this type of energy, and always bringing it down. I don't know. It's
Mm-hmm.
just, to me, that's very big. When people come into my space with issue, like, with they're emotional all the time, that can't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just can't happen. You're eventually gonna either push people away, right? Or they're gonna have to feel obligated to be there for you, and nobody should, not you should never feel obligated to be there for that
Mm-hmm.
person just because their emotions are all over the place. So um I will say that definitely affected my creativity. It affected my motivation to just get up, and even I like to exercise. So to get
Mm-hmm.
up and exercise, that affected me as well. And not exercising affects me. So it's just like a little domino effect that keeps on happening. So
Mm-hmm.
it's just like, if I'm not able to be in tune with my emotions and handle that, it's gonna start trickling down to other things. And so, yeah, you got to make sure you get that together. If you got a journal, if you got to, I like to journal. I like to journal my
Mm-hmm.
thoughts. That helps me a lot. so I don't necessarily have to go and tell my business how I feel. I can just write it in, write it in the journal. It's almost like somebody is listening to you when you're doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that helps me. That's a little piece of advice for anybody that doesn't journal. I would suggest it if you have a hard time um, kind of being in tune with your emotions and letting them do what they need to do. Journal it out.
Mm,
Uh, Read a devotional or something. Like those are things that I like to do. I'm not gonna say it works for everybody, but that works for me. So
I agree. And it's amazing that you said that, because this last week I was feeling what you felt like during that
mm,
process when it was destroying you mentally. So typically I'm a very enthusiasm person. So this
right.
last week, I didn't feel like doing anything. I mean, yeah, I'm constantly making videos, I'm constantly dropping, but that's just a cover up. So you can't see what's really going on, because I was dealing with a lot. I'm dealing with a lot, but the simple fact that I wasn't marketing like I wanted to mark. Is it echoing? I think it's
No,
echoing. No,
I
okay,
well, I don't think so. They haven't said nothing.
yeah, okay, for sure, for sure. But this past week, it was just so hard to understand, like, why am I dealing with this? Like, this shit is so hard. I don't feel like making videos, but I made the videos anyways. I don't feel like reaching out to property owners. I don't feel like, really going to a networking event, because I love networking. I love getting in the space, getting in the rooms. But it's just the fact that I didn't have a mental aptitude to go, because
Right.
like you said, this shit is contagious. That shit is
Yeah.
contagious. When you're down, people gonna look at you like, you feel me?
Right.
I just stay my ass at home. I just stay my ass
Right.
at home. But and it's amazing that we're in two different genres of life, two different niches, but at the same time, we're dealing with the same shit.
Mm. And
It's just
everybody deals with that.
I agree. I agree. It's this guy named, hold on, look him up. He's doing a walk for mental awareness month
Okay.
thing tape. Sylvester Williams. So he's walking from state to state, that is tough. That is tough. Can you
Yes.
hear me? Okay, okay.
Yeah, I
I
can.
was like,
You
yeah, I was
did
like,
break up.
that is tough. I was like, oh my
You went out
goodness.
for a little bit, and then you came back in.
Okay, for sure, for sure, for sure. I was like, yeah, that mug is really hard, because a lot of people don't understand it's okay not to be okay. What he's doing, he's bringing so much awareness for people to start speaking up, be like, something is wrong with me.
Mm.
Something is really wrong with me. But it takes the right people to understand, like, okay, what's wrong with you?
Right.
How are you coping with your pain, with your hurt, with your suffering? How are you dealing with it? Are you
Right.
dealing with it, or you just pushing off? You know, you got to pick your poison.
You got to pick. You have to pick because eventually it's gonna catch up with you anyways.
Yeah.
So, would you rather deal with it now or later on down the line, 20 years later, when you in a relationship with somebody pushing them away? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
Hmm.
like it's always going to affect something. You're
Hmm.
like I'm actually reading this book called what is it called? Called Alpha Female Bible, right? And so
Okay.
I just got it, and it's just
Hmm.
like read the first chapter, I think two chapters, and it's talking about dealing with anxiety, which
Hmm.
I don't feel like I struggle with that, but people do. And I feel like we all deal with some form of anxiety though, and
Yeah.
it's just saying like in order to know what type of anxiety you're dealing with, you got to know where it stems from. So like your childhood could be affecting you 30 years later. And this is more so talking about anxiety in relationships, but it's just
Hmm.
kind of like it could be affecting you 30 years later because you had an abusive dad, let's just say that, or an abusive
Hmm.
parent, and then 30 years later down the line, you get an anxiety when your partner may raise his voice just a little, like so it's just like, are you going to deal with it now, or are you going to wait until you're triggered, until every time you're triggered to try to deal with, to just push it away, so it's just like pick your poison, like you said, which one are you going to do?
Hmm. I
Yeah,
agree.
I think that's interesting.
Go ahead. What was the last thing you said?
I was just saying, I thought that was interesting because as people we tend to brush it off, and I
Yeah.
can say that for I can speak for a lot of people with that. I know
Hmm.
I'm not the only one. So yeah, right. No, I'm not the only one. We
Yeah.
tend to brush off our emotions, and then every time we're triggered, it's the same thing. But we're just repeating the cycle. Like, what do they say? It's a form of insanity when you keep on doing the same thing.
Mm.
So really, like, what are you gonna do? How are you gonna change that? How are you going to shift that? So I guess that's the question. Like, how are you gonna shift that energy? Like, you just gonna sit there, dwell in it, and not deal with it, and then wait for it to happen again and do the same thing
Hmm.
over and over and over. So
Hmm.
I like that you mentioned that because I need to work on that too.
And that's the thing. Like it's constantly, we're constantly growing it to learn ourselves to become the best version. Because not only are we dealing with depression, hell, we dealing with life. We're dealing with financial wise, trying to
Mhm.
get everything situated. We're dealing with our passion. We're dealing with so much things. So it is overwhelming. Oh, I forgot health. I forgot health.
Yeah.
Health.
Right.
God damn. You know how much research and shit we gotta read.
Right. No facts though. You funny. For
Eh,
real.
Thank you. I'm honest. I'm honest. Shit. And then what's so crazy? Everything that you are listening to or reading or being around it's aligning with the same thing. It's
Hmm.
aligning with the same purpose, the same response from it. Like mental depression, okay, it's really overlooked if you really want to keep it a book.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
really overlooked. But then now when you start learning about it, you start to hear more. You start to speak more about it. The conversations that you're having, it's about what you're going through. It's about your mental health. It's about health.
Hmm.
It's about progression. It's about life. It's about God damn. I came to the conclusion. I'm like, it's so much learning we got to do.
Yeah.
This shit is overwhelming.
Every day. Like, you have to learn something new. There's no way you should go a day without learning something new.
Oh my goodness. It's this book I'm reading. I don't even know what that bitch is. I don't know. It's called this called extreme ownership. And so basically
Okay.
it's about taking ownership whenever something goes wrong, you just taking ownership from it. So it's kind of like a Navy SEAL type book.
Mm.
And my mentor gave it to me, so I told him I read it. Man, that's really primarily that's what it's about. Just taking ownership when things go wrong. There's no such thing as a bad team. There's such thing as a bad leader. When he said that, I'm like,
Look, I'm like, oh,
damn.
okay.
Bad leader. What does that statement mean to you?
Gosh, that makes you kind of think like, okay, wow. And he's saying like any type of team. No such thing as a bad team, but bad leader. Wow.
Yes, man.
I guess I can say I don't think I could relate to that in the position that I'm in
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like I'm not the greatest leader yet, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. I don't think I'm a bad leader. But when I think back on teams I might have participated on even as a child, like in sports, it's kind of like wow. Now that I think about it, no, my team wasn't bad. Like, of course, we could have won more games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We could have won more games, but it's kind of like now I'm just like, what was our leader doing? Like,
Mm.
and now that I think about it, it's just making me reflect. Like,
Wow.
yeah, like, huh, what were you doing to kind of help us be the better team,
Mm-hmm.
or were you doing enough? Were you pouring into us enough? Were you just, or was this just another check for you? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, like, is this something you're really passionate about? And I feel like that's the difference as well. Being a I want to say if you're going to be on any team, be on a team with a passionate leader, with somebody who loves what they do, with somebody who would do it for free. You know what I'm saying? If they had to, if there was a day that they said you have to dance for free, you have to take all these jobs for free, you have to
No.
you have to travel for free. You know what I'm saying? Would
Yeah.
you do it? that's how you know how passionate you
Mhm.
are about something. And when you have the love for it. So I want to say, if you're going to be under anybody's leadership, make sure it's that type of leadership, because
Yeah.
what God does for us is for free. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm.
if that, and we're made in his image, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
So in that case, if we're following that image, we should be able to do anything we love for free. Now, if you don't love it, I can see why you want to get paid, you know?
I, yeah, yeah. You hate this shit.
No, for real.
Yeah.
I
Some
hate
gotta
this.
give. Some gotta give.
Okay. This 9 to 5, it's not gonna work. I need some, yeah, right.
Some
So
gotta give. Yes,
yeah, I
ma'am.
do. I like that. And now I'm gonna start thinking about that. Like, Nina, are you you know what I'm saying? Would you do this for free? And I would.
Mhm.
I would say that
Mhm.
I would dance for free, but that's just because that's how much I love it. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that though. Come
And,
on,
and
bad leader.
I'm trying to tell you, and what I'm doing, I've been doing it free this whole time. So shit, and I don't have no problem with doing it for free all of this whole time. But now I'm learning what my worth is. You feel
Mm,
me? Because I'm talking from experience. Like this the brand, the failures knowledge, just me in general. It takes a lot to build the confidence of just to deliver a message to relate to people or to try
wow.
to. Some people are not receptive to it yet, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna always be here. My content gonna always be here. So whenever you're ready, my shit here. I'm just gonna
Right.
continue. You feel me? I'm just
Right.
gonna continue progressing. I can't stop because if I stop, I'm prolonging the process. I'm quitting along the journey. I'm quitting on
Mm,
myself. You
yeah.
know, I've been through so much to quit on myself. I can't do it now. Mm-mm.
Yeah. Right. Right.
Mm-mm.
Came too far. We done came too far for that.
You feel me? And I'm just getting started. Like,
Yeah.
and it means so much more than just a platform, than just a podcast, and just becoming a social media influencer.
Mm,
Because people that's looking in that want to do something similar to what I'm doing, how can I do it? How can I do it? I'm gonna give you a promise of my homeboy Malcolm Williams. Me and him went to school together. He was like 2 years ahead of me. So he was
mm.
like, "Man, I've been thinking about starting a podcast." I asked him, when are you going to start? He was like, "I don't know. I'm trying to get everything right. Like, I don't know the right time." I
Right.
told him,
Right.
I gave him like 10 different steps on how to start on everything that you need. So, and I broke it down like boom. So you need Anchor. It's the platform where you put your episodes on, but it's like
Okay.
a well diverse platform to where you put on one thing, but it goes like 10 or 8 to 10. Don't quote me on it, but it goes like to a lot of different platforms. So I'm like,
Okay.
damn, yeah, and it's free.
Come on, free. Okay.
I had to get that motherfucker.
We love that.
Do you hear me? And I just broke down everything that he needs, why he needs something. So if I say that you need like a microphone, the reason why you need a microphone, so the volume is intake within the system. You
Yeah.
feel me? So now I know how to explain everything. Because when I started, I had to figure. I mean, yeah, granted, me and my homeboy Malik, me and my brother did like a podcast mastermind or the podcast seminar or whatever. But then
Mhm.
after that, you really typically on your own unless you had the right people around you.
Right. Right.
I I had the podcast mastermind, Karen, Key Entree, Sam, Tyler. Like we keep each other accountable because we're not just talking about podcasting. We're talking
Right.
about like elevating on what are you doing. We're really, to be honest, we want to talk about podcasts. We talk about life scenarios, life events, and like becoming the best version of ourselves. Like
Right.
and like you said earlier, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, no, no. I was saying right. I agree.
Oh
I love the conversations about elevation and being the better version of yourself, really the best version of yourself. I love those type of conversations. So it's a those are the podcasts I like watching. If I watch a
yeah.
podcast on YouTube,
Mhm.
it's never just about like just generic topics. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's always about something that I can think about, that I can take home with me and be like, hmm, okay, let me ponder on this for a second. So I love that. And I even love the failure is knowledge, the name of the
Mhm.
brand. So it's just like I feel like that's what drew me into you as well. It wasn't just a podcast where we was just gonna talk about dancing the whole time. I knew it. So
Mhm.
whenever my spirit tell me something, I just follow.
That listen. Nina, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I came to realize that when I have a intuition about things, or I'm feeling some type of way, or something's telling me to do it, I'm going to do it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Now,
do
whatever
it.
the fucking result is, hey, it's gonna be the result. But I can't go because I feel like if I'm feeling something, if I'm desired to do something, I'm gonna do it. But when I feel it, I'm gonna feel it. But now I have no regrets.
Yeah,
I have no type of regrets. What
right.
what's your opinion on learning to listen to your intuition?
It took me a while to develop that mindset of being faithful enough to step out on my intuition and stuff, right? So I would usually whenever I used to be like I felt something in my gut, I kind of would be like, yeah, I'm like, but is this, what, like, I don't know. So, but the closer, I want to say the closer that I built my relationship with God,
Mhm,
if you build your relationship with your higher source, whatever that may be, right?
mhm.
The closer I built my relationship with the Lord, I just kind of started, I was able to hear him a little bit more, so it's
Mm,
just like, okay, like, it's like almost like I'm getting further. This is if you're not closer to him, it's like, can you hear me?
mhm,
Like, you know what I'm saying?
mhm.
And eventually, when I grew that relationship, it was like, okay, it's clear. I hear it. I feel it in my stomach. He telling me, Nina, start start your brand. It's time. You know what I'm saying? So whenever
Mhm.
that time came, at first I was nervous, but then I'm like, no, follow what your spirit is telling you. That's not just your spirit talking. That's him talking to you.
Yep.
Start your brand, no
Yep.
matter what. It doesn't matter what anybody says about it. Even if your family is a little bit skeptical about it and they're kind of like, you want to start a dance brand, a dance business, you know what I'm saying? Like, that don't pay enough, blah blah, blah. Of course that's going to be their initial thought, like, you need something stable. What's going to be stable for you? But it's just like, y'all don't see the vision.
It
Y'all
ain't
don't
meant for you.
have the vision. It's not, yeah, it's not meant for you. I see what I see, and I know what
Mhm.
God is telling me to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to follow that. I'm going to follow what my heart is leading me to do. Um, so I feel like just being more confident in that following your intuition. It is hard. I will say
Yeah.
that you have to develop a certain mindset where you're okay with the outcome,
Mhm.
where you're okay with not knowing the outcome,
Mhm.
because that's the hardest part about it. You have to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna have to. I'm okay with whatever comes out of this. If you can't say that, then you don't need to do it. You know what I'm saying? If you
I
can't say
agree.
that, then it's probably you're not there yet. You're not mentally ready yet for that. For what is going to come out of it, and you never know. You could be blocking your blessing. So that's another thing
Mhm.
too. I follow that rule. It's like if I don't follow what I'm being told, I'm like, dang, I could be blocking my blessing. So it's just
Mhm.
like, let me go
Like,
ahead and do it.
I
And
mean,
yeah, for real. Let me hurry up and do this because eventually it's gonna be taken away from me if I don't. So let me
I
go ahead
agree.
and get up and do it. And whatever happens, happens. I know that everything happens for a reason. So I just kind of live by that, and that helps me get through those moments where I'm just kind of like contemplating, because I hate
Yeah.
having to be like, should I do it or should I not?
Mhm.
Like, that's a lot. So I be needing direct answers. Lord, what do I do?
Do it. Okay. Okay. Don't do it. Okay.
Don't do it.
You
Okay. Even
sure?
though I want to, but I'm not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm
You
not
hit
going
it with a. You sure?
to. Right. Right. Are you positive that I shouldn't do this? So, yeah, I just feel like
Mhm.
gaining that confidence, and it helps if you have confidence in yourself as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, just um just being gaining that security in yourself, in that relationship with your higher source, that higher power of yours, I feel like that's going to help you following your intuition and being okay
Mhm.
with the outcome.
I agree. I agree. Earlier, you had said something about damn, what you had said something that was right on the spot because I love the analogy. It was like oh, believing in yourself. It was the scenario that you gave about believing in yourself.
Hmm.
So I was going to use this analogy that we as people have a mental cage within ourselves. So
Yes.
fear stop us from doing a lot of things because we don't know the outcome. We don't know what's the outcome will be. Okay, boom, 2 plus 2 is 4. All right, boom. What is 2 plus 5? Is that shit 7 or is it 6?
Right, right.
You feel me? And it just that understanding, like you not gonna know everything of what's going to happen.
Mm-mm.
We have this strain on our mental development, on ourselves to even
Mm.
grow, to even develop, to even learn, to even succeed, because we feel like we can't succeed, be
Right.
happy, or create a life that we ain't never created before.
Exactly.
And it takes time. It takes time because just like you said, you started in 2018. It's 2020. That's 4 years. The whole time you started your journey, you became a better version of
Yeah,
yourself. You
for
became a
sure.
better person, a
Mm,
more intuitive person of who am I and what am I trying to become.
mm.
And that shit is scary.
It is.
That
It
shit is
is.
scary. For somebody that's wanting to start a journey, that's wanting to start believing in itself. What advice would you give in that area?
Um, so I will say, if you want to start something, uh, first of all, I say go for it. Life's too short. So that's the first piece of advice. Just do it. Like, don't be scared. Don't let fear get in the way of that. And then just knowing that if this is something you really want to pursue, make sure it's. Oh no, you're good. Make sure it's something that you pursue wholeheartedly. So if you know that you're like iffy about it, don't start it yet. Whenever that moment comes, really try to make sure that you're for sure, you're 100% gonna devote that time, that effort, that energy, that love, passion, the tears that might come through, that might come out of it. You have to be okay. Okay, you have to be okay. You have to be okay with every aspect that's going to come with that journey. And
Yeah.
a journey is a journey. You're going to go through the highs, the lows. Right now, I'm in one of my highest moments of my journey, but I know there's going to be some lows coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm okay with that though,
Yeah.
because I know in the end, I know where I want to be and who I want to be, as a woman, as an entrepreneur, as a CEO, as a, you know what I'm saying, as a leader of a team and stuff like
Hmm.
that. I know exactly where I want to go with that. So I have to be okay with, okay, right now I'm here. Who knows, tomorrow I could be right here.
Yeah.
So it's just, you know what I'm saying? You have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with the shifting and the imbalance of stuff. Not everything is going to be like this. Not everything is
Hmm.
going to be up here. Not everything is going to be down here. Um,
Hmm.
so I want to say that piece of advice is, the acceptance of it, the acceptance of your journey and being okay with
Hmm.
what comes with that. And then I will say that's probably the best piece of advice I can say as far as wanting to start something new, wanting
Hmm.
to start something, maybe an entrepreneurial journey, like starting that side of it. Everything might not be stable at first. The stability comes a little later. You know what I'm saying? The
Hmm.
income, you might not start with income. You might be doing it,
Hmm.
and you might be doing
Hmm.
it for free for all you know. So, because I know
Yeah.
I was there. I was in that phase where I'm like doing everything for free. Of course, it gets draining, but again, that's where the acceptance comes. You have to know your time is coming.
Yeah.
So, and just think of it like that. Speak positivity, breathe life into yourself and your business every day, because nobody's gonna do it for you. So if you don't,
They gonna get done.
it ain't not at all. Like, so I will say that's my biggest advice for anybody wanting to start a new journey, wanting to do something new. I'm even trying to get into like social media management and stuff like that. And of course, at first I was a little bit nervous because I'm like, I ain't never managed no, but it's kind of like I do kind of manage my own social media. So it's like I know it can't be that much harder. Of
Yeah.
course, there's strategic ways you do it for businesses and stuff like that. And of
Hmm.
course, I want to get into that. And then eventually, a goal of mine is to have my own social media management company. So it's just kind of like You know,
Hmm.
I know what's gonna come. I know what might come with that. I might have to work for somebody first, which I don't want to, but I will.
Yeah.
So it's just being okay. It's just being okay with not knowing. It's okay. It's the uncertainty that you have to
Yeah.
learn to accept. And your journey, all of our journeys are uncertain. We don't know what's going to happen.
I agree.
Yeah, we have
I
no
agree.
idea. We have no
And
idea what can happen 2 days from now. So
I agree. I agree. I agree. Is that the advice that you wish you would have had when you were starting your journey?
for sure, for sure.
The advice that I give myself, I say, learn what your purpose is. It's not
Mm,
if you're driven by money,
mm,
you're not gonna keep going. Because I mean, yeah, we have to have money to survive. Yes, okay, that's not what I'm implying.
right.
Because when I started my journey, I wanted to make $1 million. So I started in August. I wanted to make $1 million by September. I didn't know what you feel me? That's a 30-day fucking
Come
jump.
on. Yeah.
But when I didn't make the million, I'm like, okay, cool. I guess there was a bad fucking goal. You feel me?
Yeah. It needs to be a little more attainable for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. But it took me to have that unreachable goal to show me, okay, you're pursuing the wrong thing. What brings you fulfillment? So
Mm,
when I'm speaking to people, just like you are a leader, you are an example, you are somebody a guidance, a guider. What is it called? A guiding you guide people, whatever that word
right.
terminology.
Now I'm like, I don't know.
Whatever that word is, that's the one I'm talking about. You guide
Okay.
people in the right
Look, we
direction.
here. I get it.
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
what you're
I'm
talking
glad we
about.
both didn't know the word.
I'm sorry.
Oh, shit. But and you show people that you can actually be happy. You can actually do what you want to do. But how do we do that?
Mm,
When I start to figure out my purpose, my reason, what I've been anointed for, people DM me like, "How long you been doing this?" or "What made you do it?" I'm like, "Shit." When I started, I wanted a better life, but having a better life comes with multiple things. So when I started, I
yes.
was doing it by myself. I was doing it myself, trying to figure out everything. I was raised by a single mom. She
Mm,
raised 3 boys by herself. You feel me? And it just solely what do we see from her? We seen hard work, resiliency,
mm.
you know, go for what you want. She got like damn near 8 fucking degrees. You feel me?
Come
Eight or
on.
nine, 8 or 9. But it's the fact that she kept striving for greatness, kept striving to become
Right.
better, just to give us the life that we deserve, or yeah, that we deserve. You feel me? And I tell myself, no, find your purpose first.
Yeah.
Find what you love to do,
That's huge.
because if you don't, you gonna be reaching shit that can't be reached.
Right.
You feel
Mm,
me?
come
And
on.
and life is like a roller coaster. Just like you said, you're gonna have your ups and downs. Just like a roller coaster, you start right, you in that bitch shaking.
Okay.
You go down, you go
Right.
back up, you go back down. You feel
Right.
me? It's a constant like elevation, decrease. You know what I'm saying? And like it's a constant. I don't know what the fuck to call it. What is it called? Reevaluation. It's a constant
Oh yeah,
reevaluation of your life.
for
But you have to
sure.
be willing. You have to be willing to go down when it's bad,
Mm,
go up when it's good. Because Nina, I have to learn how to accept what's being brought to me. Because I'm so used to telling people, no, I'm good, no, I'm good, no, you good, you got it. You got it. I have to
right.
learn how to accept success. I have to be receptive to success, because
Yes.
if I'm not, it's gonna always veer away from me.
Mm,
And
mm,
that shit is hard to like just accept.
yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
book. What damn, I gave it away. It's a book called Go Giver.
Go giver.
Go Giver. Nina.
Okay.
It's like 120 something pages. Short book. But that book is so powerful because it tell you the importance of giving back and accepting what's been given to you.
Mm,
So I'm like,
huge.
mm,
And now that you say, it's funny you say that because even something as so small as accepting compliments is hard for people. I know that was something I dealt with. And I'm just now starting to get better with like accepting people telling me like, um, a person on the street, you're so pretty. You know, I'll try to deflect it and be like, oh, you know, it's just like really, it's just yeah, you're right. But even if you can, if you know, you give like you said, you give those type of things out. Why can't we accept it?
Yeah.
Why can't we accept that back? Why can't we accept
Hmm.
people pouring back into us, but we pour into everybody else?
Yeah.
You know, so on my birthday, April 29th, my friends,
Happy belated birthday, lady.
thank you. They planned a great weekend for me.
Hmm.
And one thing that stuck out that whole weekend was one of them saying, I don't know why I even call them friends. They're family at this point. Like that's
Yeah.
real that's real family at this point.
Hmm.
Of course they're not blood, but that's my family. So
Hmm.
um they they made sure I knew like you do so much for us. So we had to pour back into you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
this is your moment. This is your weekend. Just allow yourself to. And it was a surprise. It was a surprise. So I'm like, and they know I don't like surprises. So it's just,
That's why
it's
you need
like
to find out.
I need to know. I be needing to know. I'm like, so y'all, what are we doing this weekend? And they're just kind of like, now you know we
Nothing.
ain't gonna tell you. You know, yeah. You know, so it's just like, just allow yourself to be there, be
Hmm.
present. Don't you do so much for us, let us do the same for you. Like,
Yeah.
and that's something I had a hard time accepting for a while. And I'm just now starting to get a lot better with that. Even accepting compliments, like that's something that I struggled with as well. I always would
Hmm.
deflect it and make sure I say something back nice. Like, you know, it's like
Hmm.
if you're getting a compliment, you shouldn't feel obligated to say the same thing back. You don't have
I
to.
agree. I agree.
Um, but that was something that I did just to try to take the attention off of me. Like, so it would be like, oh my gosh, you're so good. No, you are too. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, is it genuine at that point? Are you
Yeah.
being genuine? Are you telling them the truth that do you think do you value their work enough to be like, oh no, you're good too, blah blah blah. Or should you just take your compliment
Yeah.
and just let it ride. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Hmm.
just that's something that I need to I'm still getting there working on that. But I love that you brought that up because they just told me that like I have a hard time accepting what comes back to me. So
Hmm.
I'm still, you know, still working a work in progress, let's say that.
Yeah. Yeah, and that goes to show you that we're constantly growing. You
Mhm.
feel me? And you don't have it all figured out. I don't have it all figured out. Anybody that think they got it all figured out, I don't want to be around you.
Okay, at all. At all.
Because now you're so stuck in your ways that you don't want
Right.
to go and get educated some more.
Yeah.
I don't judge nobody. I don't judge anybody. You do what you want to do. You have free will to be yourself. Be yourself, but I ain't gonna be around you. You
Be
feel me?
yourself. Okay.
But I ain't gonna be around you.
Sorry, you're just not my type of person.
No hard feelings. No hard
No
feelings.
hard feelings at all.
Go ahead, butt.
That is so funny, but for real though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Because it's a frequency that we can feel around people. And
Yeah.
who's bringing? Are we constantly bringing value to each other, or is it somebody one person just taking?
Yes.
Oh, if you just taking, well, guess what, Bucko? I can't be around you.
I can't. I cannot. Like this isn't gonna work. This exchange, it's not even an exchange at this point.
Yeah.
Like but this is just not gonna work. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I'm very big on who I surround myself with and the energy I
Hmm.
surround myself with. And even even in the industry I'm in, if I feel like we're not exchanging our crafts, and I feel like I'm always kind of more so, let me say, putting opportunities in your face, and you know,
Hmm.
you're not doing the same thing. It's just kind of like, what are you really here for? You know, like what are we doing here?
Hmm.
What kind of relationship is this? Let me know, because
Yeah.
every person you encounter, anybody you do business with or anything, you're in a relationship with them, you
Yep.
know? It doesn't have to be romantic. It doesn't have to be a
Mhm.
friendship. It doesn't have to be family. This can be your coworker. Y'all are in a relationship, you know.
Yep.
So it's just like the exchange is huge for me. If we're not
Mhm.
exchanging, if we're not pouring into each other, like I just said, then we don't need to be around each other.
I agree. You know how you be on your phone, they got ads coming up.
Yeah.
So it was this ad with the cups. It had like different drinks and stuff like that. It had different colors and different formats. So I'm prime example. So this color be like blue, be like yellow, be like orange, and then like green on some shit. The
Mm.
next one has the same colors, but it's like an alternate color.
Oh, I
So
play
you
that
just
game. I have that game on my phone.
do you?
I do.
That shit fun, ain't it?
It is. I be like, look, I really be trying to figure it out.
that that
Okay.
that game is a major concept to what we're just talking about. Because
Yeah.
if you don't have the right color to pour into the cup, then it can't get filled.
Mm.
Hold on now.
And
Like,
y'all, we about to put y'all on. The game is called Water Sort.
there you go. Water sword.
Okay.
Hey, please
Water
play it.
Sort.
I'm gonna have to download it. I'm gonna have to download it. But I had downloaded this one game the other day. It was I forgot the name of it, but it was like a business type game. So I'm
Okay.
playing it. I'm playing it, and like the more employees you have, the more money you make because now everything's automated. So I'm like,
Mm.
damn. I want to keep playing, but my damn phone was getting hot. So I
Look,
didn't want to get
when
a
the phone
virus
get
on
hot, the phone get hot, it's time to put it down.
it. I had to uninstall that mug. It
That is
was crazy.
hilarious. I am so weak.
All
We're good. Okay.
right, so I know what time is it? 12.
Oh, yeah, twelve
All right.
fifteen.
So when we started, I wanted to start praying before we start like doing the
Oh,
podcast, but I forgot to do it today. So do you mind if we pray at the end?
sure. You
Okay.
you want me to pray or you want to
No,
pray? You gonna
I'll
pray?
pray. Oh, I mean, if you want to pray, hey, go ahead. Go
No,
ahead, sister.
I'm gonna leave it to you. I'd be nervous. I'd be nervous praying in front of other people.
Go ahead, sister. Shit, I ain't gonna take it away from you. All
No,
right,
this is your show. You pray.
okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
I'm so
uh,
weak.
all right, so I only got one segment during the podcast.
Uh
It's
huh.
called Best for Last. So what this segment is I ask the four last questions, but you have to answer it quickly.
So you gonna ask 4 questions,
Hmm.
and
And
I
you have
gotta
to
answer
answer
it quick.
quick and with a
Okay.
quick explanation.
Oh Lord. Yeah, now I gotta
Yeah.
think on my toes. Okay.
No, let your toes loose. You feel me? Just like them hoes be in the heels, let them
And
loose.
then
Let them loose.
okay, let them loose. Okay, you're right. You're right.
All
Don't
right.
overthink.
Don't overthink. Don't overthink. You don't know what's about to come at you. All right.
Right,
So
I know.
question number one: how do you keep your composure?
Okay, I keep my composure by praying. Uh that's really it. Talking to God, talking to my higher source,
Hmm.
and just making sure that I'm following his lead and I'm not
Hmm.
trying to lead myself in this world.
Okay. Okay. Question number two: what are you grateful for?
Life. I'm grateful for family.
Hmm.
The connections I've made, the career I'm
Hmm.
going for, and the success I see coming from it. I'm
Hmm.
grateful for that. I'm already grateful for that, and it ain't even here yet.
I'm
So,
trying to tell
but
you.
I'm already grateful for the moment that it comes.
I'm trying to tell you. I agree with you. I agree with
Okay,
you,
it's
woman.
not even here yet, but I'm thankful in advance.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for the food I have, for the clothes on my back, just the little stuff, the sanity I have, being
Hmm.
able to see, hear, touch, smell, all of that. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. What do you regret? Question number three: what do you regret?
What do I regret? Ooh, I guess I would say I regret letting people okay. I regret letting people control my emotions. This was a point I was in life, yeah. That I would let people control my emotions, or like affect my day or anything like that. I would say I regret those moments.
Wow, it's okay. I'm gonna ask this last question, then we're gonna go back to that because that is powerful. Because okay. Last question. Last question.
Okay.
What does failure is knowledge mean to you?
Ooh, failure is knowledge. We have to fail to know. I'll say that. We have to fail to we have to get knocked down to be able to see why we want to get back up.
Mm-hmm.
Um yeah, you literally have to fail to gain some more knowledge each and every time. So every time you get knocked down, that's some more knowledge you done pick back up with you from the flow. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I would say that is where I would say when I think failure is knowledge, that's the first thing that comes to mind.
Mm. And so that was the best for last. I know I said that was the last 4 questions, but you said something that has to be brought back up, woman. If you don't mind, now.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
So how do you let somebody control your emotions? Like
Um,
what does that mean?
whenever I was dealing with that part of me before this elevated woman.
Hold on now. Mr. Diddy. Hold on now.
Y'all, she don't care. I said she like I'm speaking in third person. I done came a long way. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as like letting somebody control my emotions, it would be um so say for an example, I'm gonna just give a random example here. Somebody somebody told me that we were gonna do something, right? They gave me their word and I'm looking forward to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm anxious. And then they text me and they're like, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to do it anymore. We're gonna have to do it later or another time." And again, I'm super excited. I was super excited for this.
Mm-hmm.
And so now my emotions are like, really? Like,
I'm still gonna do it.
yeah, like you know what I'm saying? We had plans and I just feel like what the excuses that come behind it, and I'm not going to say they're excuses because some people do have legitimate reasons as to why they need to rain check, right? um but sometimes the reason is just like a very vague reasoning and I'm just kind of like, so we can't go any, like, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like sometimes that just makes me feel like you really are taking my time for granted, or uh you're just taking me for granted, period. And so I feel
Mm-hmm.
like I let that get to me sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, that's just a random example, but like I would let that get to me sometimes and that would affect my whole day from then on, you know? So it's just like at that point, then you're allowing somebody to control your emotions. You're allowing
Wow.
somebody to control, um, to have that much power over your day. Like
Mm-hmm.
they had that much effect on you for the rest of your day. I feel like there should be nobody in this world that should have you feeling like that. Like where you can where they can make your whole day, if they said something in the morning and they can make your whole day feel different just because, feel bad just because of
Mm-hmm.
something they said in the morning. Now if they're like, if something made you happy, so say that morning they said something like, people get gain happiness out of a good morning message from the person they want it from, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a little bit different, but still, then again, the question is, now that I think about it, are you allowing them to control your emotions? Because what if they don't text you good morning?
Now it's all like, hmm, hmm.
And I know as women I hang around, you know what I'm saying? Some of them I hear sometimes like, he didn't text me good morning. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, does that really affect you, or are you just being needy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or are you just being are we because sometimes I get into this. Are
Yeah.
we just being extra? That's the word. That's the word. And we tend to do that, I will say. We tend to do that. um
Mhm.
so look, he said, yeah.
At least you're admitting it.
No, yeah, we do tend to do that. I can't even deny that. But it's just like in those, I feel like as people we tend to do it a lot. Allow
Yeah.
people to shift our day, shift our energy, control our emotions. I feel like we do it unintentionally too. So,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying? That's something I had to work on as far as the negative side of it though.
Yeah.
Cuz I was always when it was negative stuff, I would let it affect my whole day.
Hmm.
And people would notice. The people closest to me would be like, "What's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you today?" Like they would be able to tell. And so I would tell them and they'd be like, "No, Nina."
Hmm. Is it really that bad? Yeah.
Girl, or you just tripping. Like, so sometimes yeah, and sometimes I will.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would say that that's my take on the whole controlling emotion stuff.
And the fact that you're able to realize this shows how much you've grown. Shows
Yes.
how much Nina, I'm proud of you. If nobody tell you
Thank
they proud
you.
of you, I'm
Thank
proud of
you.
you, woman.
Thank you. Thank you.
You ain't gotta say it back. Mm-mm,
No,
mm-mm, mm-mm. Take this, woman. Take this. Accept this.
I was sure gonna say it too.
I know it. I seen it in your face. Hmm.
But I do love what you're doing though. I will say that.
I
I
thank
do
you.
love what you're doing. I'm always nervous for public speaking. I really don't like uh speaking. Like I did another podcast before and that was
Hmm.
my very first one. And I this was like 2 years ago. And I was just
Hmm.
like, like when he first asked me, I literally kept telling him, like, I'm nervous. Like I do not be talking like this. Um,
Hmm.
but that was in another space and time, of course. Now I've
I
kind of
agree.
developed the confidence to learn how to speak in front of people.
Hmm.
Um, even as a teacher in a class setting, you got to be able to kind of talk. So it's
Hmm.
definitely developed a lot more. I will say I still get nervous though when it
Yeah.
comes to speaking. I don't get nervous when it comes to dancing for some
Yeah.
reason, but when it comes to speaking, I'd be like, "Whoo, Lord, okay, let me get myself together." So whenever you sent me the message this morning, I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
let me get myself together." No, for real. I was like, "Oh shoot, wait, that is today." Look,
Yeah.
everything just be flowing together sometimes. So
I agree. I agree.
yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with it. Hopefully you enjoyed the conversation that
I
we had today.
did.
Hopefully you was comfortable, you was relaxed, wasn't as nervous.
No, yeah,
And
you definitely created the safe environment to not feel like I had to use big words or you know what I'm saying. I don't be
yeah.
wanting to feel like that. Don't put that much pressure on me.
Do you hear me? You seen how much I got stuck? Well, I'm gonna accept it, and I thank you. I thank you.
Okay.
I ain't gonna say you too. No, I'm gonna accept it. Thank you.
Accept it. Accept it. Yes, this was great though.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and pray, and then after we pray, we're gonna go ahead and do the outro.
Okay.
All right, so Heavenly Father. Oh, wait, before I start praying, I'm sorry. So if anybody is not religious or believe in a high power, I mean, you can either mute it or you can leave it. So yeah, our Heavenly Father, we come to you, say thank you for all you've done, thank you for the many blessings that you have been giving each and every one of us. Lord, we just thank you for the knowledge that you let us have in order to have this conversation. And Lord, we ask you to strengthen those that are going through a hardship with life difficulties and pain and suffering. Build them stronger than you build anybody else. Lord, we thank you for your understanding, your love, and just building us together. We thank you. We love you. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Okay. All
Everybody
right.
that tune in, both on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. Yeah, that's for okay.
Look, I'm like, ooh.
We really appreciate y'all. We really
Yes,
appreciate
yes.
y'all. Never stop becoming the best version of yourself. Nick, you got a closing remark?
I will say again, I enjoyed this and I appreciate y'all as well for tuning in with us. And I guess the piece of advice I'll leave y'all with today is hmm, allow your journey to just be a journey. Do not
Mm,
try to force anything. Do not try to over plan anything. Um, take it day by day and just set goals for yourself weekly. Maybe that'll help you all. And like, yeah, just allow your journey to just flow.
mm.
Don't compare your journey to anybody else because what's yours is yours and what is for you is for you. So continue to remember that, and I'll just leave it with that.
And I agree. I agree. If a week is too long, make daily goals. If a day is too long, make an hour goal. Start
Out.
small. Start
Start
small.
small.
You don't have to go so intense when you start off. Start small, then work your way up.
Right.
So that's the last piece of advice, man. Y'all, we thank y'all. We love y'all. Never stop striving for greatness. Always become the best version of yourself. Hello, Nina.